I'm just like tired of that. Why? I got to bring in somebody else. And these same folk here can't get along during morning service, but they can get along when visitors come. See, there's one thing about it. You can't speak in tongues and then turn around and lie in English. You can't shout over me and then won't speak to me. And see, some of y'all got to be careful because some of y'all were of the first group, 12-year group. And now lately there's some folk been coming in the first year. I mean, they just got here 1 or 2 years ago. And some of y'all claiming like you built the church. And you got these little groups. Sometimes they call them cliques. I saw just one choir up here, but I've been to some churches where they have, after when I first got to my church, they had choir number 1, choir number 2, choir number 3, choir number 4. How'd y'all get these names? Well, when you don't get along in choir number 1, then you start choir number 2. Then when choir number 2 don't get along, choir number 3. So you just keep going, but that's not a blessing to the fellowship. I love what I saw up here with the young people and the adults. And young people, this is all I know, that I saw you, director. You got it going on. I got tired looking at you. That's what I like about this fellowship, because you got all age groups. And young people, this is what I want you to know one thing. Don't ever get to the point where you feel like you are so professional that you can't sing with the older group, because they can't. Sometimes you wonder, what song are they listening to? They can't clap and move at the same time. I want you to know some of it is because they're out of rhythm, but some is because of arthritis. Oh, I remember I used to be the choir director, and I mean, for anniversary, it was on then. I had my choir, got a uniform every year, but when it was choir day, I want some of y'all to know, the world did not invent the electric slide. It came from choirs. Our anniversary, you couldn't tell us nothing. It took us an hour to get in. Was anybody ever in one of those choirs where you, yes, we turned around, we did it all, bum, 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 da, 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 da. And the senior choir was just looking at us going, well, you know what, after a while, after I got instruction, I realized that some of that may have been a little flesh. But then I used to get upset with them because for 50 years, the first Sunday of every month was their Sunday for communion. They only had 12 people. They could not all get all 12 to go to this side and to go to this side. From the pulpit, it looked like they was doing the worm or something. I don't know. But it was like 12, and I already knew. Like every month, I had to get our choir another marching song. But for 50 years, they came up that aisle singing, Holy, 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 Lord God Almighty. After I got the instruction and after I grew up, then I realized, you know what? They were really the ones that had it together. Because those little 12 was approaching the throne of God with their little white capes on, talking about holy, holy, holy. And then I read the book of Isaiah, and the angels come before the throne saying, holy, holy, holy. W is what? I-F, fellowship. Do me a favor that sometime in the next month, can you at least like move to the other side of the church and sit next to somebody you normally don't sit with so that you can enjoy the fellowship? I had deacons who had assigned seats. I got tired of them sitting on the front row going to sleep. So I dismissed the deacon's row. And I said, the only time I want you to come up and be in the front is when we have communion, because that's when you're serving. But the rest of the time, I want you to sit with your families so that people will know that you are a family. We've had this division so long that some brothers said, oh, no, I don't ever want to be a deacon because I never get a chance to sit with my family. See, if you're really who you say you are, you need to be throughout the entire church so you can keep an eye and a voice of the congregation. You can't always hear it from up here, but somebody sit in the middle, somebody sit in the back, somebody sit up in the balcony so that you can enjoy the fellowship. Now, you know I'm going to be over soon because I only got one more letter. Unless you want me to call the choir up again, y'all want to sing it, and then I can give you the other letter about 2 o'clock. But no, I'll go on with it. I'll go on with it. W is worship, I instruction, F is fellowship, E, evangelism. Now, I know you have all these other positions that you have and all these other places that you're in the church. But the Lord has called each one of us to evangelism. If this church is not growing before you point the finger at the pastor who is only the shepherd, shepherds don't make sheep. Sheep make sheep. Shepherds don't make sheep. The Lord only calls us to lead the sheep. I want to ask you a question. Who is in Sharon now because of your evangelism? Who is in here because of your witness and your testimony? The Great Commission, which is found in Matthew 28, 19 and 20, when it says, go. Some of us think when it says go means that we have to have a certain day and a certain time that we hit the street. Go really means as you are going. See, when I go out to witness, I don't have to have a 10-pound Bible and a 9-foot cross and tracks all over my forehead saying, I'm a witness for Jesus. As I am going. So every